Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. I have a very disturbing story out of Pennsylvania, and if you need verification for the storyline, please log on to Philly Voice. Former fashion model identified as dead woman found near Pennsylvania highway. Rebecca Landrith, 47, was fatally shot, and her remains were discovered Sunday in Union County. A woman whose body was found Sunday in western Pennsylvania has been identified as former fashion model from Virginia who has suffered multiple gunshot wounds, investigators said. Rebecca Landrith, 47, was found by a PennDOT worker early Sunday along an Interstate 80 interchange ramp in Union County, located a little more than 120 miles northwest of Philadelphia in central Pennsylvania. At the time of the discovery, investigators said Landrith was believed to have recently traveled through Indiana and Wisconsin based on receipts found with her body. Union County Coroner Dominic O'Donnell said Landrith had been shot in the head, neck, and throat. Landrith did not have identification with her when she was found, but investigators were able to identify her using fingerprints found on the receipts. Union County District Attorney D. Peter Johnson said homicide investigators have not yet determined a motive in the shooting. Landrith, originally from Alexandria, Virginia, had a iStudio page that details her experience as a model at locations around the United States. She was a 2014 finalist for the Miss Manhattan contest in New York City and America's It Girl Miss Lady Liberty in the same year. She was also an accomplished violinist and previously worked in the field of law, according to her bio. Miss Landrith has appeared in numerous product advertisements, video commercials, magazines, acted as a spokesmodel in videos for businesses and their websites, and multiple haute couture runway shows, including Fashion Week, the bio states. George Landrith, the victim's brother, told Penn Live on Wednesday that Rebecca was the youngest of 5 siblings. She never married and had separated from the rest of her family 5 years ago. Investigators said Landrith also had ties to Utah and South Dakota. The investigation into her death remains ongoing with Pennsylvania State Police and the Union County District Attorney's Office. This is a sad story by Philly Voice. If you need verification for the storyline, this is a horrific story of a woman who was found dumped on the side of a highway in the state of Pennsylvania. In another article I read, she had a Virginia address, and she was identified by receipts on her said person, and that's how she came to be verified by receipts that was found on her. This is a horrific story. Rebecca Landrith, 47, was found off an interchange ramp. It is also stated in another article that she was pregnant, wearing maternity pants at the time, shirt, pants, and leather coat. I don't know what in God's name happened to this young lady, but to be murdered at 47, dumped on the side of the road on Sunday in western Pennsylvania. She was shot multiple times, and this is a horrific story because this woman was brutally shot several places. I believe it was said neck and upper body parts. This lady was shot. This is a horrific story. Yes, shot in the head, neck, and throat. So no one can tell me that this was not intentional. Rebecca Landrith, and she also was in the modeling world at one time, has done advertisements. So I bring you this story because it's horrific. 47 years of age, dumped in a whole nother state. Now, it is stated in another article that she lived on, her address stated that she lived in Virginia. She had a Virginia address. She has ties to South Dakota, and I believe it said Utah. She's passed through some upper states up north, but found in Pennsylvania. So one would have to ask themselves, what was she doing up there? How did she get up there if she has a Virginia address? Pennsylvania is upper. So how in the world did she get from Virginia to Pennsylvania? Who dumped this woman outside of a highway? What did she do to you to dump her out there? This is horrific. Rebecca Landrith. And then you see in this article, her brother states that she had cut off ties with her family 5 years ago. So one would have to wonder what was going on with she and her family for her to cut off ties. How in God's name did she end up in an entirely different state and dumped like trash? This is horrible. If any of you have any information pertaining to this woman's demise, please call the local authorities in the state of Pennsylvania. When I saw this story a couple of days ago, it was just baffling to me. And I'm sorry I'm late bringing you the information. But this is a horrific story because what happened? How did this lady get to be dumped in another state? I mean, there are no words. Just dumped her out like she was trash. So we have to ask ourselves if she has been pinpointed in other states, such as Indiana, Wisconsin, wheresoever. Was she visiting friends? What was going on? Was she away for work, or what is her work? Where did she? Was she living permanently in Virginia, or was she just using this said address temporarily? You have to ask all those questions. Or was she just traveling around? What was her situation at the current time before her death? And as I state, if you have any information, please contact the local authorities. This is horrific. And I don't know, just something about the story just really touched me, because I was like, if it is believed that she was pregnant, this is bad. This is really, really bad. And I assume she's pregnant because the other article I read said she had on maternity pants. If you get any information, I'm telling you, please tell somebody. If you know something, she deserves better than what was dealt to her. No one deserves to be murdered, period, but to be thrown out on the side of a road. So one would have to wonder, what was she doing in the state of Pennsylvania? Or was she passing through with somebody, caught her robbing somebody? Where's her car? Did she own a car? See, those are things you would be curious about. Whoever you are a monster. You are an utter monster to dump that lady out. And if indeed she is pregnant, you killed 2 people. And you deserve to be apprehended. Because my thing is, if you killed her, which I think you did, whoever you are, naturally, she didn't go walk herself out there or dump herself out there. You have the propensity for violence. And who's to say you haven't done this before? And one thing we do know, you will surely do it again. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans.